That's crazy that on his birthday he rapped about it. Yeah. And now we come full circle where this same thing that happened on his birthday. Oh God, see, that be the hurt part right there. First of all, this could have been squashed long time ago.
That'd be karma.
And that's what y'all need to understand. Karma's gonna find you.
What's good, Neat Gang? It's your boy, You Need React, back with another video right now, man. First I want to say RP to Fulio, but yeah, I was on the reason I was gone, I was on a 6-day cruise, you know what I'm saying, being turned up, you know what I'm saying, getting lit. So it been a little minute since I've been back up here. So
the turn up is real.
Yeah, so I was gone for that long. But right now we got the full story of Fulio. I think he like died right before I got on that cruise. So yeah, so we got a whole document on how it went down. I seen he like died, cause y'all know we did a couple videos of Fulio. You know what I'm saying? We did a good amount, probably like good 5 to 7. So we kind of already know about, and we did like the Deadly War on it and all type of stuff. So we kind of already know about what's going on. You know what I'm saying? We know about him because we did a lot of videos. But
it's sad that another young man that lost his life.
Yeah. I'm trying to see a little bit. I got time to get this way. Yeah. So yeah, this is basically the full story of Fulio documentary. It's 16 minutes, so yeah, we're gonna get right into it. We ain't gonna waste no time. Y'all already know, dude. Y'all make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, hit that post notification bell. Let's get it.
On June 23rd, 2024, at around 4:40 a.m., Tampa police were called regarding a shooting outside of a hotel that left one person dead. That person was identified as no other than Fulio, one of Florida's most controversial rappers. Over a dozen attempts on his life and surviving gunshot wounds.
And that's another thing. He had multiple attempts on his life. Like, he done survived a lot of gunshots. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it was kind of already adding up to this. You feel me?
The first one would have had me sitting down somewhere.
And like his mama got shot too. So
oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. I would have went head on and
like
just
they been trying to get this man, bro, for a minute.
Gosh.
So.
Rappers. Over a dozen attempts on his life and surviving gunshot wounds 4 different times. Fulio played a significant part in Jacksonville's gang wars, and he enjoyed taunting his ops. They tried and failed multiple times, but karma would catch up to him, all while celebrating his 26th birthday.
You can try though, no cap. You can try. But I ain't gonna count. When paramedics and the crime scene people get ready, look at that. Fake shot, body shot. You can try.
Shout out Public X, bro. He be making this jump like a movie. Like, what the heck?
Body shot. You can try.
Publish X. I think it's Publish X. Yeah, Publish.
4 people were shot here in the parking lot, and one of those people died here on the scene. The other 3 people are currently at the hospital.
I always remember, boy, your mama's son died, boy. Your mama's son died, boy. Stop playing, boy.
Let's go backing out right now. Let's go, man, let's go.
Well, I could name at least 30 dead people, no cap, that's on the other side of the building.
Yeah, that was like basically, KTA was basically like Fulio little group. And then ATK was like Ace little group.
No cap.
Before we get into that, we need to understand who and why somebody would want Fulio gone. Fulio has a reputation as one of Jacksonville's most menacing rappers. This started all the way back into his teen years. Fulio was born and raised in Florida's Duval County out of Jacksonville. His hood in particular is known as 6 Block. When asked about his childhood years, he simply stated it lacked any kind of quality of life. By the 9th grade, he had already given up on the idea of school, and he was eventually kicked out. He was ordered to attend an alternative school. The problem was, it was in his ops neighborhood. On the very first day, one of his ops was shot and killed while waiting for the bus. Fulio was online that afternoon, dissing him, leading people to believe Fulio was the shooter or had something to do with it in general.
When I got there, everybody was like, bro, they say you had something to do with such and such dying, bro. We know you had something to do with it.
People at school, of course, were talking, and after the last class of the day, Fulio got on the bus home, but his ops were not far behind. After hopping off the bus, he only walked 1 block before a car pulled up and opened fire on him and his friends. Fulio was hit in the leg and his hip was displaced, leaving him to crawl to safety all while shots were still being fired behind him. He crawled on the porch of a woman's house, pleading for help, but the woman simply told him to get off her property. The last thing he remembers was the EMT standing over him before he passed out and woke up later in the hospital, surrounded by cops. Before recovering, he was already being interrogated about the shooting, along with the murder from that morning. Fortunately for Fulio, he was able to prove he was already on the bus that morning, the same time that it happened, and he was let go to recover. But after that day, things were never the same. Fulio doubled down in the streets, surviving and living on his own terms. He always rapped, but never had the money for studio time, and that only motivated him to get money in the streets even more. Fulio started getting noticed for his music around 2015 after dropping songs like Coming Up. After getting a few 100,000 plays online, he knew this was his path. Unlike some rappers, Fulio was really living the crazy stories he rapped about, and it was much deeper than just music. KTA, or Kill Them All, was the crew that he ran with, and he was the leader. At the same time that Fulio was getting recognition, there was another Jacksonville rapper who was also blowing up. That was Young and Ace, and his crew went by ATK. Instead of uniting and making music together, KTA and ATK would split the city in half and start an almost decade-long war. The saddest and most unfortunate part of the story is the fact that their issues started over what they quoted as a misunderstanding. People started losing their lives, and there was no going back for either crew. In 2017, a man named Zion Brown was killed inside his home at 1 in the morning. DeAndre Thomas was later identified as the killer. The night it went down, DeAndre threw a brick through the window and immediately started spraying bullets.
According to witnesses, Thomas broke out a sliding glass door, walked inside, and began shooting.
2 women were hit as well, but Zion would suffer fatal wounds. It was later discovered that Zion was actually Fulio's cousin, and his killer DeAndre allegedly ran with ATK. KTA and Fulio immediately started planning their get back. Not long after, Young and Ace, his brother, and 2 others from ATK were celebrating a birthday. They pulled up to a red light, and in a matter of seconds, another car pulled alongside them. Before they could react, 50 rounds had already entered their car. Ace was hit 8 different times, while his brother and 2 friends were killed instantly. Ace
So
would
it's
later
already,
make a
they ain't even start music for real, get in the industry, and both of them already been shot. You know what I'm saying? Like, both of them.
I thought they said it was from a misunderstanding. Nobody can stop the misunderstanding. Like, you can't sit up there and be like, okay, it's a misunderstanding, let's squash the beef right here.
It got too far too quick, I think. That's what happened. It got too far. Like, it was a misunderstanding, but, like, the misunderstanding, they turned quick on it. You know what I'm saying? They turned quick on the misunderstanding instead of talking it out early, but they turned early. Like, they did it too early. Maybe if they would have waited a little bit, like, talked a little bit. Mm-hmm. Like, soon as that probably misunderstanding happened, they was like, all right, let me go. You feel me? Instead of, let me go see, let me really look into details.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He was like, nah, anger get to people.
That's what's going on with y'all, I guess this younger generation.
Like, nobody thinks.
Nobody thinks. The first, I guess your first reaction is, or your first thought is your first reaction. And nobody thinks about a long term, like, okay, if I do this, then I get in trouble, or it could cost me my life, or whoever close to me life. It's like, I'm mad, I'm ready to go do something about it. And you can't be like that. Y'all have to learn how to slow down and think about it, because this is what happens. People is losing their lives and getting hurt and don't have nothing to do with this.
Yeah. Fact.
Oh, baby, it's just sad to even look at this.
On house arrest. Meanwhile, Fulio was online having a field day, dissing ATK every chance he got. The craziest part about all this is that their music careers were both taking off in the midst of it. The more dissing and publicity, the more their music was being listened to. Things just got crazier from this point forward.
And then they fall, you know what I'm saying? They fall into that. You know what I'm saying? Like, the more dissing I do, oh, my junk's going crazy. I'm going to keep doing this. So
where's the...
But really, if they don't know, if they would have just stayed, like, just doing what they do, it would have eventually got there. Maybe not as quick as it did, but I promise you, they would eventually, you know what I'm saying, got big.
It's like people like drama.
Yeah.
Oh, babies.
In January of 2019, a rapper by the name of Boss Goon was gunned down after leaving a strip club in Jacksonville. The problem was, Boss Goon is the brother of K-Sue. K-Sue is not only ATK and Young and Ace's right-hand man, but he's also one of Jacksonville's most feared savages, and not somebody you'd ever want to cross. The following month in February, a 16-year-old who went by the name Bibi Osama was chased down and killed outside an apartment complex, all because he was friends with Fulio.
The person or people responsible for his death has not been captured.
K-Sue released a song right after, borderline admitting to the killing and making a mockery of Bibi, while Fulio released his song, Bibi's Story, paying his respects. At this point, anybody and everybody was a target, especially Fulio and Ace. Make no mistake, they wanted each other dead. Fulio would be shot at multiple times and even had a bullet graze his head.
Y'all wanted me to die, y'all wanted me to get killed. I can't go that easy, like. I was sick, other big I said I can't go that easy.
Nah, he knew that too, like he's saying I'm the biggest out, like he's proud of, you feel me, being one of the biggest out. I'm not saying he proud, but the way he talking about it make it look like he proud.
Yeah, that's because he didn't think it was gonna get to the point where he lost his life. A lot of people out here thinking that, you know, they are immortal and they are nothing will never happen to them. Just no. Got to be careful out here in these streets.
I was sick, other big I said I can't go that easy.
By now, he stated he wouldn't even leave his home without a gun. Meanwhile, Young and Ace was in Atlanta for a show. Afterward, he went to his hotel where he was shot at once again.
Yes, I'm calling from the Hampton Inn in Waycross.
Waycross?
Sounds like there's been gunshots or something here.
Ace survived for the second time, but lost another friend in the process. After the three shooters were identified as being from Jacksonville, it was obvious who was behind it. And since ATK was having trouble getting to Fulio, they decided to go after his girlfriend instead. Fulio's girlfriend, Bubin, was driving with their friend, and they too were shot at. She got hit in the head, knee, and even lost one of her fingers. The shooter was rumored to be an ATK affiliate named Leaky. Leaky was a well-known shooter and was allegedly responsible for 3 different murders in Fulio's neighborhood at 6 Block, including a rapper named Jump Out Squeeze who dissed Leaky. 10 days after the diss, Jump Out Squeeze was leaving an Amazon warehouse after applying for a job, where he was pulled up on and killed on the spot.
Before 2 o'clock, police were called here and told that a 20-year-old man was standing outside the Amazon Fulfillment Center. He was trying to fill out a job application. Those suspects then ran up to this victim and then started shooting.
At this point, Leaky was a walking target, and his karma would catch up to him in September of 2020. Leaky was in a parked car smoking with Spenna Benz and 2 others, and they were caught off guard. Leaky was killed on the spot while everyone else walked away uninjured. Nobody was ever convicted for his death, but Leaky's sister claims it was Fulio. Fulio never admitted to this for obvious reasons, but he did drop a song with Rod K called All Gas where he rapped about Leaky shooting at him and his girlfriend and laughed at his death. Then he turned around and named another song after Leaky. Fulio wasn't the type to just sneak diss his ops. He made sure everybody knew exactly what was going on. And because of that, he was becoming one of the most hated men in Jacksonville.
His brother had got dropped, that's forget that and something had got popped, but he didn't say that, had his mama.
While Fulio celebrated Leaky's death, ATK was already on the move. Fulio's friend, Spaz2X, was found dead at the Hilltop Village apartments, the same apartments that Bibi Osama was killed at.
How many murders they done already said by 8 people, like for real.
This got my heart racing. Oh my God.
Was found dead at the Hilltop Village apartments, the same apartments that Bibi Osama was killed at. The very next day, Rod K was also killed in the exact same place.
Oh my goodness.
Spenna Benz then dropped a song right after, dissing both of them and rapping the lyrics, "Fuck his last words, the last thing he's seen was us." Spenna Benz is friends with Young and Ace, and although Ace was laying low for a while after the Atlanta hotel shooting, ATK was still causing havoc. The beef between these crews had gotten so bad they weren't even safe outside their cities either.
Oh my God.
While on a trip to Houston, Fulio escaped death a 3rd time when his rental was shot up. He was hit in the neck, but made sure to hop online and let everyone know he was still alive and breathing.
That's why I'm hitting this vape so hard, live. This vape is the reason I got shot, bro. I was going to get a vape for the gas station, but I got shot.
Both sides just continued going body for body. On January 15, 2020, KTA Lil Buck was gunned down in a shopping center in broad daylight. After a police manhunt, the two men involved managed to escape on foot through neighboring backyards. It took investigators 8 months to track down the two shooters of Lil Buck, and they were identified as no other than ATK, K-Su, and his own dad.
His daddy need to be telling him what not to do. The daddy did it.
Yeah, went on with his whole dad.
You too grown to be involved.
But remember, he lost his brother, so that could have been his son.
Oh, that probably was.
That could have been his son.
Oh, Jesus.
Queso lost his brother, though.
Oh, gosh. This too much for me.
We had a rep for your arrest for murder today.
What?
Yes.
For what?
You want your lawyer, so I can't tell you all, but you'll be in trouble.
Allegedly, K-Su and his dad went out and killed Lil Buck in retaliation for their brother/son, Boscoon, from the year before. Currently, K-Su is facing not one, but 2 murder charges for Lil Buck and the 16-year-old Bibi Osama. Although most people outside of Jacksonville didn't know or understand what was going on, this entire feud would get nationwide exposure in March of 2021. And that's all because the songs Who I Smoke by Young and Ace, Spinnin' Bands, Fast Money Goon, and Wappa with the Choppa. The song currently has over 50 million plays, making it one of the most popular diss songs to ever be released. There's no denying that it's a catchy remix to 1,000 Miles, but the lyrics were an extensive diss toward Fulio and KTA. Fast Money Goon even took credit for the shooting at Fulio in Houston on his verse. The song went viral and brought the beef between ATK and KTA to everyone's attention. Fulio later admitted the song was hard, but he was not about to let that slide. He dropped his own song called When I See You, and he didn't hold back. In the music video, Fulio played the news clip about the shooting from years before that left Young and Ace's brother and 2 friends dead. He printed out photos of them and danced around the cemetery. But the most eerie part was a lyric where he stated, "Went out to eat on his birthday, 4 shot, 3 dead in the worst way." Of course referring to the shooting that took the 3 of their lives, but more importantly mentioning the fact that it happened on 23's birthday, which we now know is a sad foreshadowing.
That's crazy that on his birthday he rapped about it, and now we come full circle where this same thing that happened on his birthday. Oh God, see, that be the hurt part right there. First of all, this could have been squashed long time ago.
That'd be karma.
And that's what y'all need to understand. Karma is gonna find you. It may take a little while for some. It may be sooner for others, but it's coming. It's coming. Yeah. Oh Jesus, this make my heart just hurt. It could have been squashed a long time ago from a misunderstanding, and we get almost 18 bodies. Now 18 bodies. I think by 18 at this point.
Yeah, facts.
And it's still. How many more? You know, we still got about 5 more minutes.
Ain't no telling, you know what I'm saying? After Fulio died, you don't know how another person feels. So, yeah.
Fulio was getting offers from multiple labels, including QC, but he had turned them all down. He didn't want someone telling him who and what he could rap about, even though he could have taken the money and left Jacksonville for good. Instead, he continued to name-drop dead ops in every song. While the beatbox challenge was going viral in 2021, Fulio rapped, Prosper got shot, Tay got shot, Desi got dropped, Nate got popped, Leaky got shot, Spaz face hot. Then ends it with Corbin got kidnapped, they found his bones, he was rotten. Corbin Johnson was the name of a kid who had been reported missing by his parents. For an entire year, he was never found until someone discovered his body wrapped in a plastic bag. Again, nobody was convicted for it, but Fulio kept mentioning his name in songs. Fulio was out for blood, and he wasn't stopping. He then dropped a song with the craziest title of all time, List of Dead Ops, and that's exactly what it was.
We did all these, bro.
I'm talking about my bedroom, what? Drop it.
I'm on the sheets right now. You drop it low.
The song starts off with Fulio dissing the kid who was shot and killed at the bus stop almost 10 years before. He then continued to mention over 30 different people's names, and it wouldn't be a Fulio diss if he didn't talk about ATK, ending it with this. Ace the only one who survived, see he blessed if you ask me, and if he's still trying to beef, remember he lost 3. At this point, more people wanted Fulio dead than you could count. He was feared and hated in Jacksonville, but on his block, he was king. 1 month after the song was released, Fulio was targeted again, leaving a studio session. As soon as he got into a car, 2 men ran up and shot over 100 rounds. According to Fulio, he emptied the clip back, to which they ran off.
So I'm at the studio in Jacksonville, a public studio.
And this about what? Number
my
5?
mixtape for my fans. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. I walk out the studio. I'm walking down like the carport to my car. Anytime I walk anywhere, I got my gun in my hand, walking wherever in Jacksonville. Like, that's just how you gotta be. As they shooting, I'm like, boy, I had to locate where the shots come. I'm like, boy, what the fuck going on? I'm dead. I know I'm dead. These niggas blowing like, so I lean back, up my gun, go to shooting back. I shoot my whole clip and shit.
This wasn't the last time Fulio would be targeted either. On October 8, 2023, Fulio's mom hopped on Instagram and broke the news that he was shot again and asked for prayers from his fans. Fulio then posted this photo that says, "All this money on my head, I'm supposed to been dead," which is actually lyrics from K-Su's song Been Dead, mocking them. Countless attempts on his life, as well as actually being shot 4 different times, Fulio still stayed alive. He and everyone knew this wouldn't be the last time, but if his ops were ever going to take him out, there was one day in particular that they wanted to do it on. His birthday. On June 23, 2024, Fulio posted this video to his Instagram, publicly inviting his friends to come and celebrate his birthday with him.
Address, pull up. If you need the address, DM me right now. The pool party start at 5, 6 o'clock.
This was followed by more stories of him in an Airbnb, tagging Tampa, Florida, once again asking people to pull up. 2 hours later, he was seen drinking and partying with a smaller group of people.
Appreciate everybody popping out for my birthday, you know what I'm saying?
Happy birthday! Happy birthday!
Everybody got their shot, put their shot in the air. Okay, David. Everybody take their shit on 3, man. 1, 2, 3.
Knowing his reputation and how important his location is, it makes sense that he didn't invite 100 people to party with him. But oddly enough, he continued to update his story as if it were a timeline of the night, somewhat showing where he was and where he was going. If someone were looking for him, it may not have been too hard to find him. Not even an hour later, the police shut his Airbnb down and kicked him out. Not discouraged though, Fulio followed this with a post stating this was the best birthday ever. The following story shows him pulling up with his friends to a hotel, and another woman's point of view shows the same thing. Once again though, publicly posting his location, a fatal mistake. This was the last video Fulio would upload.
Deep as hell, 20 deep, lit, everywhere we go.
At approximately 4:40 a.m., police were called to a Holiday Inn parking lot. 2 cars were on the scene. Both had been riddled with bullets. 4 people were injured.
So they shot up 2 cars. So they were really trying to get this man going. That's what I'm saying. So they shot up 2 different cars. It's crazy.
2 cars were on the scene. Both had been riddled with bullets. 4 people were injured, and 1 had his life taken. And we now know that was Charles Jones, or Julio Fulio. He had just turned 26 that night.
Social media world is called meta for a reason. It's make-believe. It's not real life. Real life is what happened to Fulio yesterday. This is not a game, is my message. This is not something that we're going to tolerate around town. I think the media, I think the citizens of Jacksonville, I think everyone feels the same way. This is not something that's okay. This is not something we're going to tolerate.
Yeah. But yep, that's basically the whole, you know what I'm saying, the whole story of Fulio. You know what I'm saying? We ain't just do like him dying, you know. But it did show at the end, because it ain't too much to do about him dying, you know. It still shows him that, you know what I'm saying, he died at the hotel. That's all they really gonna say. He died at the hotel, how many bullets got put in the car and stuff. But this basically break down like everything about his whole life. And you see like the events adding up to it. He been shot by 7 times. Yeah. So probably seen so many gunshots, heard so many gunshots. So between him trying to shoot somebody and him being shot. So you know, how you feel?
This is why it's important for us as adults and grown people who done been there, seen that, done that, to be in our young people's lives, because we don't want them to do crazy things and things that we know is going to be straight in, put a period on it. because someone should have been there to mentor these kids. I don't like.
Yeah.
It's sad that I'm listening to this. It's sad that I'm seeing this because it's just crazy that we started out with so many young men, and we're not even talking about as adults. These were kids that were like in school, going to school, that started this all the way up until their life ended. And it's just a sad thing to see. It just breaks my heart every time, listening to it and hearing it, and hearing the news. And I was shocked because I was like, what? No, that's not true. You know how people like to do all this false news. And now just to see it is like, wow, there has to be an end. It has to be an end. Your life doesn't just stop at 26. It doesn't stop at 30.
Yeah, that ain't normal.
It's not. I'm 47. It does not stop. It doesn't even stop here. You have so much living to do and so much to give to the next people. Like me being a mother, I have so much to give to my children. And I can't stop, involving myself in stuff like this. And we have to get that message out to our young people. Like, it's not worth it. You're losing your life. Y'all are losing y'all lives at a fast rate and not even seeing your kids' kids, going down and experiencing things that y'all can give to the generation, your children, and they can pass it on to theirs. So I want y'all to be safe out there, and think positive, be wise, and do good. Do good.
I think like some people, they hop in it because they sometimes have to, but majority of the time is to make it look cool. Like the jury and all that. Like,
I mean, you can get the jury. You can go out there and get you a career.
But maybe they feel like that's like the easiest way to.
I mean,
and it could be. It could be the easiest way to get jury, like going to rob somebody or something like that. But in the long run, it's not the smartest way.
It's not. And you have to really sit back and look at things. From the time Fulio started rapping to where he started to make a little money was probably like what, a good 10-year span. No, probably like we'll say
start making money like 3 years, 4 years into rapping, like really good money, a little bit of money to like at least, I wouldn't say live on his own, but at least live on his own kind of.
Okay, we'll say a 4 year, right?
Like 3 year, yeah.
So
he rapping in 2015, probably like 2017, 18.
Okay,
he probably start seeing some real money.
We'll say about a 4 year. We know that you could get a 4 year degree, you could make money, you could be on a job, you can gain experience, you could even have your own business.
You can do anything for 4 years and it's gone.
And you can, if you put the same amount of energy that you're doing into something negative, into something positive, you can be that. You just have to direct that energy in the right way. Yeah. And that one was...
And rapping is a good way.
It's a good way.
You don't do it, you know what I'm saying? But the negative, like, overpowered him rapping.
Yeah.
Him actually rapping.
If he rapped about something other than, I want to kill or I want to get back at this person, then that's what sparks another person.
But yeah, y'all, the camera had died, but I think he was talking about just the whole thing about him just dying.
Yeah, and I just want y'all to be safe out there and make wise choices for your life.
Yeah.
Please.
But yeah, y'all.
Please, I'm just asking you and begging you.
Yeah. But yeah, y'all, that's pretty much the end of the video because we did go a little overboard. But yeah, this is basically the full story of Fulio documentary. Y'all already know what to do, man. Y'all make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, hit that post notification bell. Y'all put in the comments what y'all want to see next. Yo.